Hey everybody, it's David W. Stock here. It's Contribution Sunday in my world. My weekends are spiritual now because I have Growth Saturdays and Contribution Sundays. And ever since I learned about the 6 human needs, I have come to believe that growth and contribution are the two components of spirituality. And so, Growth Saturdays and Contribution Sundays. Um, because I believe that growth is contribution to the self, and I believe that we grow so that we can give. And I believe that we give in all areas of our lives, and I believe that it's more than just money. I believe that we give through our careers and our business. And I believe that as our careers and our business grow, that gives us more to give. But I believe that's true in all areas of our lives as well. You know, I never considered myself to be a charitable person, really. We hear in the media and the pundits, if you will, say that we should give 10% of our income. We should have that worked into our budget, kind of. And as an adult, I've never really had that in my budget. That's not to say that I never gave, but I didn't have it in my budget to give, and I don't think I've ever given 10%. So I always felt like I wasn't a charitable person, or I wasn't a giver, kind of. I don't know. The money that I did make, though, a lot of it was a contribution to my family, and so obviously I shared in that with them. But that was a way that I contributed, and so I don't think it's as simple and straightforward as just writing a check to your favorite charity. So when I think about how I give, how I contribute, how I have contributed through my life, although it hasn't always been in that kind of the standard way, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a kind person, or that I'm not a giver. One of the things that I do have done a few times is when I'm like going to Tim Hortons to get a chili or a coffee or whatever, if I see a homeless person there, which happens pretty regularly, they're there going through the recycling, trying to get some bottles and stuff to take to the bottle depot to make a buck for the day or whatever. And so when I see them there, I'll get them a bowl of chili or whatever. Not too long ago, I was going into Tim Hortons, and I saw there was this homeless person, and I had seen him before. He's in his 70s, or what. He can't speak, and I don't know if he's had a stroke or why he can't speak, but he uses hands. He uses hand signals. He like does something like that if he's hungry, and he does something like that if he needs money. And so the time before, when I saw him, I got him some chili, but this time he needed some money. So and I always have loonies and toonies in the cup holder, something to, and I often, when I see these people, I give them whatever I have. But if I have a couple loonies or a couple toonies or whatever on hand, but this time I didn't have any loonies or toonies in the cup holder. I had about 70 cents and change, and I was like, I could just give this guy 70 cents and keep going, but I had a 20, and so I gave him the 20. You should have seen the look on his face, though. That just lit him right up. And it felt good for me too. So there's a couple buskers around town, and there's one guy in particular that I've seen a few times, and he sometimes is in front of the Sobeys. So I go going into the Sobeys, and I see this guy, and he's just jamming away on some Johnny Cash song or whatever on this beat up guitar. It's the where the joint is on the edge. He's got a piece of duct tape over it because it's started to delaminate or something, like it got hit there or something. And so he's got this piece of duct tape holding the guitar together, basically. He's out there just jamming away on it, just grinning from ear to ear. And so I threw a 5 in his guitar case there, and I said, I talked to him for a minute, and I said, I like that song or whatever. But I was thinking about that today when that happened. I've seen that guy a few times, I always give him a little something. But I was thinking about that today, and about how that kind of transaction happened, and it's not as cut and dried as you think. It's not like I'm the giver and he's the receiver necessarily, because I gotta tell you, I walked away with a pretty big smile on my face, and he had a pretty big smile on his face before I even showed up. So I'm not really sure who was the giver in that scenario. He's out there jamming his heart out, and so he was giving what he had to give to the world. I mean, that's what he was doing. So I think we're all giving in our own way somehow, I think we should give ourselves a little bit of a break sometimes. I think that we're probably not even aware of how we're giving at times. We talk about giving in our relationships, and sometimes we talk about how we gave too much in a relationship, or we gave to the wrong person in a relationship and it gave us some pain. And I was thinking about that today too. I was thinking about, because I may have said that a time or two myself, but as I was thinking about it today, I started to wonder was it because I gave too much that caused me pain, or was it because I gave to the wrong person that it caused me pain? And I'm not so sure about that. I think that maybe I had some expectations about, that I was going to get something back for what I gave. I think it's the expectations that cause us the pain, not the giving. So I have a couple of charitable organizations that I like to donate to when I can. I really like what the Mustard Seed does here in my community. They're not everywhere, but they're in my community for sure, and they might be in yours too. So the Mustard Seed takes care of the homeless people in my town, and they do a really good job of it too, and they do it with not very much money. And I know this because I've volunteered for them, so I've given by volunteering too, but I volunteered for them, and so I've been into their facility, and I see what they can do with hardly any money at all. It's amazing. And so they do take donations, but also there's a lot of volunteers that work there and keep the place going, and it's just amazing to see that. And so that's one of my favorite places to give, is to the mustard seed. One of the other places I like to give to is an organization called Operation Underground Railroad, and you may or may not have heard of them. They're not a super well-known organization, but what Operation Underground Railroad does is they free children from slavery, essentially. These are the people that are doing the job that no one else can do. I mean, there's government agencies that are tasked with this that are failing at it, but Operation Underground Railroad is the guys that are doing it. So they're an amazing organization. They're really underappreciated in my mind. I went on their website just before Christmas, and I did a bunch of my Christmas shopping on there. They got some great merchandise. In fact, I'm wearing a shirt right now. So there you go. Join the fight. I recommend you check out their website, and if you feel the urge to give there, that's a great place to give to. So next week is going to be the Step Up Challenge is sort of getting refired. I don't know how many of you were in the Step Up Challenge with me, but it was extremely valuable to me. It's 14 days. It's led by Brian Merrill, who is Tony Robbins' #1 national speaker. He's a great guy. He comes on every day. He comes on at 10 o'clock Mountain, which would be noon Eastern. He comes on and he coaches on a topic every day, and then the group has the opportunity to talk about their wins and struggles during the day or the week or whatever. And it's great. It's a great thing. It'll help you dial in your morning routine. It can do you a lot of good. So they are asking in the Step Up Challenge, they're asking for a $14 donation. And so $14 for 14 days, $1 a day. It's pretty affordable. The $7 of the dollars go directly to Operation Underground Railroad, and the other $7 are used within the group for prizes and things like that. It's completely not for profit. It's for a great cause, and so check out Step Up Challenge. I'll post a link here with this video, and that's how I'm planning to contribute for the next little while too. So all right, I hope to see you guys in the Step Up Challenge, and I will talk to you tomorrow.